If you're trying to recover from an affair, there's something really important that you need to understand. Most couples unintentionally make things worse in the early stages, and it's not because they don't care, it's because they just really don't understand what's happening in the brain and in the nervous system after a betrayal. And these early mistakes can keep you really stuck in cycles of pain and reactivity and disconnection, even when you're trying really hard to fix things. And so let's talk about what those mistakes are and what actually helps. One of the biggest mistakes is the pressure to move on too quickly. This can come from either partner, one wanting the pain to stop and one really wanting to fix things really fast. But this isn't just emotional pain, this is trauma. But when couples try to skip over it and avoid talking about it, or they rush into being okay, the nervous system doesn't feel safe enough to process. And that's when you see things like intrusive thoughts, emotional flooding, and ongoing disconnection. The second thing people do is they try to just not talk about it again. This is one I actually see all the time. Couples make this agreement, whether it's spoken or unspoken. Let's just move on and not talk about it again. The partner who had the affair really wants the questions to stop because of their guilt and shame and fear. And then the betrayed partner agrees. And usually it's because they don't want to lose the relationship. And so they both try and move forward, but nothing actually got processed. The pain doesn't go away, it just gets pushed down. The pain then comes back up later, in an argument, in distance, in resentment. And then these reactions that feel bigger than what's really happening in the moment. And then months or years down the line, couples end up asking, why are we still dealing with this? It's because this step can't be skipped. Forgiveness is not something that you decide your way into. Forgiveness happens after the pain has actually been processed. The third thing that couples do is they focus on facts instead of feelings. The third common mistake. This is when people get stuck in the details. Where it happened, how many times, what exactly was said. This is another, and while some clarity does matter, healing doesn't happen through gaining information. The betrayed partner isn't just asking for facts. They're really trying to ask the deeper question, which is, am I safe with you? Is this relationship what I thought it was? How can I rebuild trust? But safety is not built through details. It's built through emotional presence and working through the issues together. The fourth thing I see is defensiveness instead of attunement. After an affair, the partner who had the betrayal often feels shame and panic. So when the pain comes up, they explain, they defend, or they try to fix it. But that really just lands as, you don't get me and you're not with me. But what actually helps is really slowing down and staying present. It's not about fixing, it's not about explaining. It's just being with the pain that your partner is feeling, as hard as that is. And that's what really helps to start rebuilding safety and trust in the relationship. And the next mistake that couples make is expecting their healing to be linear. And this one actually surprises a lot of couples. The betrayed partner might feel okay one moment and then really overwhelmed the next. They might be asking the same questions again and again, and they might want closeness and then they want to push you away. And this can feel really confusing, but this isn't inconsistency. This is actually the nervous system processing trauma. And healing happens in waves, it's not just a straight line. The last mistake that I see couples do is really trying to do this alone. When you try to figure it out on your own, it can make things really difficult and it can draw out the process because this isn't just a communication issue. This is trauma, attachment, and the nervous system that's dysregulated, and it's all happening at once. So without the right support, couples tend to really stay stuck in cycles. They tend to have the same fights over and over again. They feel like they're not getting anywhere, and then they slowly disconnect. Having the appropriate guidance really helps you slow things down, understand what's happening, and actually move toward repair. So if you are trying to recover from an affair, I really want you to hear this. So the intensity of what you're feeling does not mean that your relationship is beyond repair. It just means that something really significant has happened and your system is trying its best to process it. And when you understand that, everything can start to shift. So if you don't want to keep repeating these patterns, I offer intensives and longer format sessions specifically designed for affair recovery. You don't have to navigate this alone. You can book a free consultation and we can talk about what support would look like for you.